away from help.
Now, as I'm sure you've heard on the forums, the hunt has been on for the Megalodon, a giant shark that supposedly resides under the Paracel Storm map in Battlefield 4, that somehow you unlock it and it comes to the surface and swallows unsuspecting jet ski noobs. I don't know, but Jack pieced this together from various pieces of info, and he wasn't trolling at all with this. From the info that we have, it could have been a potential, I say could have, because I am 99.9% sure now, having actually no clipped through the entire map and gone through the game files, that there is no Megalodon on Paracel Storm, and the only dinosaur related thing is on Rogue Transmission, and there is nothing animated in the game to do with dinosaurs. So you're not going to see a T-Rex come stomping out of the hull of the crash ship on Paracel Storm. You're not going to see one come out of the woods to munch up that goat on Rogue Transmission. There's none of that stuff, but I'll tell you what there is in the game in just a second. But this gameplay here, just to explain, just thought I'd show you this in the background while I talked about it. It was a pretty good round of domination there. In fact, this was a spectacular round of domination for me, because I didn't go on the roof once, and I did pretty well in this. I was using the M416 potato grip and heavy barrel on it, which is, and the laser sight of course, which is just a really good combination, even if it doesn't add in more recoil. I'm playing on PC, so if it seems there isn't much recoil on my gun, I'm just pulling my mouse back and compensating for it. Some people ask me what my sensitivity is, and it's 400 DPI on my mouse. It's 6 out of 10 in the Windows sensitivity slider, and it's 10% sensitivity in game. Back to the sharks. So what Jack concluded was that because Megalodon was mentioned in the Battlefield Friends episode, and because there's dog tags related to it, and there's a new assignment called Phantom Prospect, which is on the Battlelog forums with a question mark about what you've got to do to unlock the special dog tag you get with Phantom Prospect. And you actually have to do this, which is on the screen right now. You just have to click on that thing if you've got a premium at the bottom, and then you basically type in the password, which is the one there, and you unlock the Phantom Prospect program, and it unlocks the achievements that you need for that dog tag. The interesting thing is, though, other than all the shark-related dog tags that are in the game, Phantom Prospect, the name of the assignment, which you can unlock if you've got premium, as I've said, is actually the name of a book where there's a gigantic shark which defends a ship with treasure on it. Like, there's a Megalodon in that book. I don't know if that's just coincidence or dice trolling, but Jack also referred to an interview by a guy called Alex, who's a developer at Battlefield 3, and he said that when they were playing and testing out the game, and they're just, like, during the alpha test, there's only a few hundred people playing it. He used to go on the servers and actually activate whatever this Easter egg was, but he didn't say what map. So it might not be Paracel Storm, it could be any map, and I've actually found something that seems to be activated that would affect all players in the game, but it isn't something physical and animated, unfortunately. But I think that's what led Jack to believe, and it is a smart conclusion to draw from it, that there would perhaps be a gigantic shark on one of the maps, and as it refers to a shipwreck, and there's obviously a shipwreck on Paracel Storm, although there is one on Hainan Resort as well, albeit that being an oil tanker and a little yacht instead. He felt that that was perhaps where the Megalodon might be residing. Now, you've probably noticed, from the server browser at least, where there's actual servers called like Shark Hunt, and there's people who've renamed themselves as like Shark Hunt Party member and stuff like that. And there's just like 50 Paracel Storm servers in the server list on Battlelog, with like 1 or 2 people in it, or a small group of people who are obviously going around trying to find this whatever triggers this supposed Megalodon. And it's just been a waste of time, because there's nothing that size or anything that could potentially animate a shark or a Bear in mind, a Megalodon is the size of like 2 double-decker buses. It isn't just like a great white shark. This thing has got teeth the size of like your forearm, this thing. So it's just absolute massive thing that could not possibly be hidden, or could not possibly have been seen. The number of thousands of hours that have been put into Paracel Storm and the other maps in this game. On a side note though, and this is coming from me as DICE's official ideas guy, you want to improve sales of your game? Put in a T-Rex to come and eat that goat on Rogue Transmission. Easy sales, put that in your trailer. You get, like, it's been the best selling game this year, Battlefield 4. And just put in, you don't have to put in a Megalodon, but you could just put in any sharks that just like attack rogue jet skiers who stray out too far. Instead of an out of bounds, you just get attacked by sharks if you go too far out into the sea on Paracel Storm. That would make it the best map in any game in history if you put that in, DICE. You've got the best team of developers in like the world How haven't you got these things in your game? As I was saying though, there has been a massive shark hunt going on over the last few days, and some interesting things on Paracel Storm have actually popped up, although no big shark has actually been found. For example, under the shipwreck, the broken in half aircraft carrier that you go onto when you're playing Rush as the very first Rush base thing that you've got to attack, there is underneath that a sort of what people thought was a heart-shaped tooth of perhaps a Megalodon. It's actually teardrop shaped because you can no clip through the map with a bug in spectators mode and actually get really close and look at it, and it's teardrop shaped, and it's actually, I think, just a sort of warped bit of crap that DICE have left underneath the map. There's also some boxes and stuff underneath there as well, but they are just things which DICE didn't bother to actually tidy up underneath the map. For example, on Silk Road, DICE actually left out a pink controller box from Frostbite just out in the desert that you can fly to. So when they're in their Frostbite manager design in the game, that's one of the things they click on. It brings up like all the options for changing shadow placing and stuff like that. Instead of hiding that as they would usually do, or perhaps removing it when the full map was released, it's just out there in the desert. So I think it's just a case of those things, the couple of things that people have found underneath the broken in half aircraft carrier. As for the ship that drives into the land when you destroy the wind tower, I'm sure you've all seen this in the trailers, you can't get onto that ship because it kills you instantly before it's actually been driven into the land, and there's nothing on the wind turbine. You can't ride on it like some sort of seahorse? I don't know why seahorses don't ride on things, but they are super cute. But you can't ride on that ship into the land because it also kills you, and if you no-clip through it in spectator mode, there is nothing inside the ship at any point in the map. So there's no T-Rex or something that is going to burst out of there. You can't like fire your cruise missile down onto it and blow open the hatch doors. There's just nothing there. The only other clue people have found is that on the radio tower, the big one that everybody snipes from with the pickup weapon on there, there is what seems to be written on it, roar, as in the noise that dinosaurs make, and then 1015. Now, some people thought that was the distance from there that something would be, sort of like in a circle radius. So some people, they figured out this, and there's only really one island that can be at, and it also runs through the aircraft carrier. And I think they thought that because it was that sort of correlated with the crap the DICE left underneath there, that meant there was something related. 1015 is just leech speak for lols. So I think it's just a DICE troll, like they've written raw lols and leech speak underneath to sort of bait you into thinking there might be dinosaurs, as they do with a lot of things on the map, like writing 2143 on boxes, even though Battlefield 2143 is probably never going to come out. What have I actually found though in the game file? I'm sure other people have gone through these. They can just corroborate what I've already said, what I'm saying about this, if somebody hasn't already done that. There is no T-Rex model, there's no shark model, there's no animations for T-Rexes or sharks. I feel like I'm kind of spoiling people's Christmas telling you this. Like tell you that Santa is, and Santa is real. You know, I know, because I've got, like, there's a fat guy stuck in my chimney at the moment. Well, it was last Christmas, so he's kind of a skeleton now. Oh, some weird homeless people around my house, but that proves to me that Santa exists, more so than a Megalodon does. But never stop believing, kids. Santa's out there. Having said all that, though, there is something related to dinosaurs in the game files. Have a listen to this. My thought, and that was a clip from Rogue Transmission there, is especially since there's a goat in a cage like Jurassic Park, the A flag is called Visitors Center like Jurassic Park. There's an electric fence near the Chinese spawn on that map. There is actually a dinosaur sound that plays when you do something in one of those locations on the map, and it plays across the map. So that would be something which everybody would hear on the entire map. Like if it was something visual, that like Alex suggested was something which would distract everybody from what they were currently doing in the game. If it were visual, not everybody would be looking in the right direction to be able to see that. So it really has to be an audio cue, and it's something which one developer, because Alex said it was his secret, he's the dev Jack was talking about in the interview, it's his secret on the map, and obviously building something like a T-Rex or a Megalodon would require more than one person to put in. So I think that's all it actually is. I'm actually kind of hoping I'm wrong about this, that I've missed something, or perhaps it's something DICE is setting up for future DLC. What I think is that DICE, you should just put in something like like a T-Rex, there's a Levolution event on Rogue Transmission that just stomps into the map, and then both teams have to stop fighting each other and just focus on the T-Rex. It comes in and eats up tanks and stuff, just for a bit. That would be... people would forgive you for the initial teething issues with this game if you put something like that in, or if you put something like that in future DLC. Just gotta have some fun with it, guys. Just some fun. That's what the game's about. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This was an absolute beast round from me. I don't even be watching it. I had some friendly Yorkshire dude who happened to know me, who kept picking me up when I died in this, but this was one of the best domination rounds I think I've ever played in Battlefield 4, so I hope you enjoyed watching that in the background. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I've got some Daisy coming up. I am editing that, and I've also been replaying some Rush and some Project Zomboid, so there's some really good zombie-related videos if you're into that kind of thing. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next chapter.